Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for once again joining me for tea time. Today we have a little bit of fireside. That smokiness of the lap song, you know, it's so good, so good. So guys, I hope you're joining me for your cup of tea or maybe a cup of coffee this morning. Today we're going to be talking about Panasonic one more time. Now, I know we haven't been talking about Panasonic for a long period of time because there was nothing new. Well, all of a sudden, things are starting to heat up, and now they are going to be introducing a new Micro Four Thirds. And a lot of the folks that are in the Micro Four Thirds camp or in the Panasonic camp want to hear this news. And yesterday, I touched on a tweet that went out by Nokashita that gave some leaked information about this brand new Micro Four Thirds that's coming out of Panasonic, and that is the Panasonic GH5 Mark II. So we're going to cover that a little bit today, but before I get into it, I want to say that if you haven't downloaded my ebook as of yet, go pick that up over at JCristina.com/ebook, 10 tips at making tack sharp images. Go grab it. 10 tips at making tack sharp images. JCristina.com/ebook. Go grab it. Also, if you haven't cleaned your sensors as of late, go clean them. I created a product called Aurora Camera Care. It is absolutely perfect. No fuss, no muss. It's easy. And it'll probably allow you to clean your sensors about 5 times for about $5 a cleaning, in comparison to 100 sending them away. Anyways, go check those out. You can find them at JCristina.com. You can go to B&H Photo and Video or Amazon Prime and pick them up, or hundreds of different mom and pop photography stores worldwide. Check those out. Once again, Aurora Camera Care. Anyways, let's get into Panasonic. Now, I'm going to make this quick, all right? I'm going to try to make this video as short as possible. I'm going to give you the now authentic, real leak specs from this camera, all right? They put them out there, and I want to share them with you to hopefully allow you to decide, is this something I should save my hard-earned money for and put it into, or should I look elsewhere? And that's what we're going to look at today. This stuff, just so you know, bores the hell out of me. And I'm sure there's a lot of you guys out there that will be bored by this kind of stuff also, and that's why I don't want to take a lot of time with it to spend on other things. You know, I've been writing this book for you guys for quite some time. I'm getting close, and I need to spend some time doing that in comparison to doing these YouTube vlogs and videos. But if there's something interesting out there, I'm still going to push them out like I'm doing today. Once again, I'm sorry if you get bored with this information. I am with you on it. Anyways, so yesterday I talked about the Panasonic GH5 Mark II, and I basically asked the question, is this going to be innovative or is it going to be iterative? And after reading the specs, or the very short spec list, I said, you know, this is a sleeper. There is no innovation here at all. This is just simply iteration and very little thereof. So now that we actually have the specs, what I'm going to do is, while I'm speaking to you guys, I'm going to roll the specs on the screen. So at any time, hit pause, take a screenshot, whatever you need. There'll probably be a couple of things that I missed because honestly, at this point, I don't care. But I want to give you all of them so then you can come back to me and tell me where I missed it and where I got it wrong or where I got it right. And I will give you my personal opinion at the end of this video. So let's get right into it. Now, the sensor itself. The sensor on the GH5 had an actual size of 21.77, or let's call it an effective megapixels of 20.3 megapixels. And that is identical to what we see here on the GH5 Mark II. So the sensor hasn't changed here. Now, as far as maximum resolution, it's 5,184 by 3,888. There's nothing to see here also. It's identical with the GH5 Mark II, as well as the sensor physical size is 17.3 by 13 millimeters, and obviously it's going to be the same, nothing has changed. This must be the exact same sensor that they used a few years back on the GH5. Now, as far as ISO, did anything change here? Well, no. Why? Because most likely it's the same sensor. It has a sensitivity rating of like 200 to 25,600 or an extended of 100 up to 25,600. That's their extended ISO range. So nothing has changed here. Once again, there's nothing to see. Now, the viewfinder, did they change the EVF? What do you guys think? No, they didn't. It is the exact same EVF, the same viewfinder with 3.68 million dots of resolution. Once again, nothing to see here, the exact same EVF. Now this is kind of interesting. The back panel, that fully articulated back panel that we know to love, and I love them on my Canons, I love them on any camera that has them because I shoot a lot of video. Now, did anything change with this? What do you guys think? The answer is yes. All right. So the back panel in the GH5 was 3.2 inches and it had 1.62 million dots. Well, the GH5 Mark II back panel is 3 inches and 1.84 million dots. So as you can see, it went from 1.6 million dots to 1.8 million dots. But it's 3 inches compared to 3.2 inches. So the screen is actually smaller on the GH5 Mark II. See where we're going here? See where we're going? Now, how about contrast detect and phase detect? We talked about this yesterday. I said, you know, Panasonic needs to put phase detection into this camera or into any camera. I don't care if it's the S series, whatever. They need to put phase detection in it, period. All right, so that we get good autofocus. There is a sacrifice when you put phase detection into a camera. Some people know it, some people don't, but you're using pixels to be able to do this AF. So let's say a 20 megapixel sensor, you might end up losing 2 or 3 megapixels on doing this phase detection AF, but it's worth it in the long run to me because it'll actually lock on like this Sony is doing and that Canon is doing. It locks on and it stays locked on. It doesn't start hunting and doing this and going to the back and to the front, and that we see that always happens with contrast detect. Contrast detect is perfect for still images. It's just not for a hybrid camera, and that's what this is. This is a video hybrid camera. It does photo and video, and both photo and video is good on this camera, but the autofocus. So once again, that's all we're getting here is contrast detect. That is on the GH5 and now on the GH5 Mark II. Nothing, once again, to see here. Now, did anything happen to their stab? Nope. Stabilization is identical. It's their 5-axis image stabilization with support for dual IS2. The same. Once again, nothing to see here. Now, this is kind of interesting. USB. Now, the GH5 has a 3.2 version Gen 1 USB connection, which is about 5 gigabits per second, which is pretty quick. Well, in the Panasonic GH5 Mark II, they put in a USB 3.1. So they went backwards. Once again, they have a smaller back panel from the last one. They went backwards in the iteration of USB from generation 1 of 3.2 version to Gen 1 of 3.1 version. Why is that? Don't know. As far as size, everything is identical. The camera is the exact same body. There's nothing to see here. It is 139 millimeters by 98 millimeters by 87 millimeters. The weight is slightly less on the new body by like 13 grams or something. Let's just call it the same. So once again, there's nothing to be seen here. And then finally, we have the battery. The battery, like I said in the last video, which Nokashita leaked, is going to be different than the battery used before. The battery used before is a 7.2 volt battery that does a milliamp hours of 1860, whereas the new one is 2200. So you're getting an extra 300 and some milliamp hours out of it. So it's going to last a little bit longer. Anything else change, guys? Did you see anything? Did I miss something? Maybe I did. Let me know in the comment area. But for what we see here, if anything, this camera has gone backwards instead of forwards. We're seeing a smaller back panel. We're seeing a different or lower grade or lower end or previous version of USB. And everything else just remains the same. There is nothing here. There is absolutely nothing. It's almost like Panasonic ripped a page out of Canon's playbook. When Canon came out with that EOS M series, the M50 Mark II, and it was literally, I would say, close to identical to the Mark I. And people were like, well, what the hell happened here? You know, we were looking for this or we were looking for that or whatever. Nothing. It was like, might as well have not even put it out there. Just at that time, when they released it, when Canon put out the release, I said that they should have just came out with a firmware update, not a whole new camera. What they did is they did it for the new photographers coming on board so that they get the latest and greatest. But what did Panasonic do here? The new photographers coming on board pick up this camera and they're getting something a little bit backwards, not forwards. Smaller back panel. I mean, I don't know. It's like I said, I might have missed something here. And anything that you see with this GH5 Mark II that is actually an enhancement over the GH5, let me know. Let everyone know. Because this video is more for the people that are in the Panasonic camp that have a GH5 and they're looking for a GH5 Mark II to replace it with. And we are asking the question, is it worth replacing the GH5 with the GH5 Mark II? And I would say the exact same thing that I said to the Canon guys. No. Once again, there's nothing to be seen here. If anything, it's worse. I don't get it. I really don't get it. When companies do this stuff, I don't see how they can believe that this will be beneficial to them. The hearts and minds of the clients, right? The hearts and minds of the photographers, the hearts and minds of the videographers. I don't get it. I can't see it moving someone to go and purchase this camera. I don't see it. Like I said, if you do, please let me know. I hope you took photographs of that while I was rolling it and go through it and let me know what you think. Because I'm not getting anything out of it. I really am not. So I don't want to prolong this any longer. I know a lot of you find this to be absolutely just paint drying, grass growing, boring. And I get it. And I feel the same way I felt when the Canon EOS M50 Mark II came out. It was like, I have to report on it, but it was complete trash. It was just rubbish, and I think that's what is going on here. The exact same thing. It's almost like a slap in the face to anyone that has purchased the GH5 that wants to move forward. They need to give a little bit, all right? Or if not, when this does come out, say, listen, don't buy it, and we're going to come out with the GH6 that's going to do like 8K, and we're going to throw phase detection in it. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Maybe they'll do 8K with it. I don't know. Phase detect is just not going to happen. I don't even know. So, once again, I want to know your thoughts. I've gotten some comments, a lot of good comments, a lot of positive feedback on yesterday's video about this camera, the GH5 Mark II. And then, of course, you're going to get some negative feedback, and then I have to respond to it, go back and forth with people because they feel like I'm a fanboy and I'm, pulling for Canon or I'm pulling for Sony, I'm pulling for whoever. And if they listen to any of my videos, they would know that I am not. I really don't care what I shoot. As I always say, right here is a Sony, right over here is a Canon. We have Hasselblads that we shoot. We have Panasonic EVA 1s that we shoot. We have Reds that we shoot. There's a lot of different cameras that we shoot. It doesn't make a difference to me. And my feeling is that I want every camera manufacturer to do well. Why is that? Why is that, guys? We need to have as much competition as possible because the competition breeds innovation instead of iteration. Right? Innovation instead of iteration. And I feel that's been like what's been going on as of late. A lot of iterative stuff, a lot of iteration. Just horrible, horrible. So this right here, I would say, is an absolute no-go. If you were, let's say, in the market to buy a Micro Four Thirds, not sure why you would want to, maybe for size or whatnot, but if you were, I would spend your money on a used GH5 when this is fully announced, when it's out there. Okay, but it'll drop by a couple $100. So instead of paying like $1,200, you'll probably pay like under $1,000, maybe $700 for a GH5. So if that camera is good enough the way it sits right now, don't even look at this. Once again, that's my personal opinion. If I'm wrong, in the commentary, let me know that I'm wrong and where something in those specs I missed. But like I said, I just didn't want to take any more time with it. So guys, I hope you got a little bit out of this video, or at least enjoyed the commentary and maybe the tea. If you have, please throw the video a thumbs up. Also subscribe to the channel if you would like, and click the bell icon over here. So if you're subscribed and you click the bell icon, you will be notified of any videos that come out, as well as when I go live. I think Friday I'll be going live. So if you want to ask me anything, put your questions together, all right? And I will answer them. Also, if you haven't joined our creative community as of yet, our creative Discord server is sitting there waiting for you. All right, it's free. Join, go over to community.JCristina.com. Once again, community.JCristina.com. Also, if you want to contribute to the channel, anyway, $1 here, $2 there, whatever, click the little button down here that says join. You'll become a member. I'll be able to give you perks, and I would really appreciate it. And finally, head over to my website, JCristina.com, where you can find all the photography tools that I've invented for you and me over the years, and hopefully there's something there that you might like. And if there is, please pick it up and support me and my family, and for being here to the end of this video. I appreciate you. Use promo code YT20 at checkout. Once again, promo code YT20 at checkout. You'll get 20% off everything in your shopping cart, not just one thing. And if you don't want to buy any of my products over on the website, JCristina.com, head over to B&H Photo and Video or Amazon. Use Amazon Prime, or like I said, there's hundreds of mom and pops all over the world that sell my products. So that's it, guys. I'm out of here for yet another vlog. Many blessings to you and your family. Stay safe and stay healthy.